I want to begin with a quote that I think is so true in leadership. So I'm going to read it so I don't miss the words. Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that that impact lasts in your absence. And so with that, I want to talk a little bit about motivating your team. We all have been there. We've built a team and we get to the point where we kind of get in a lull and we wonder, okay, what can we do to get our team back on track? Let's just face it, nobody's team stays on track 100% of the time from the moment you start in a journey to the end of the journey. But your job as a leader is to do the best you can in being a captain of that ship and setting the example for your girls to be the best they can be. So the first thing is communication. It's very important for you to communicate clearly with all of your downline. You need to make sure they know about new things happening in the company, new sales, new policies and procedures. You need to be the person who is constantly keeping them updated. Now, they all watch the Plunder Designs Peeps page, but a lot of time when you as a leader explain new things to them, it comes across a lot more clear. So as a leader, that's your responsibility to communicate. You also need to appreciate, and that's a big thing with motivation. You need to appreciate the contribution that each person on your team is making to your team and also to Plunder as a whole. We throw out incentives as leaders, incentives for top sales or top recruiting, or even I've done incentives for sharing what you're wearing or going live on your page, anything like that. So you need to make sure that you're appreciating these people who are doing what you suggest as a leader to get themselves out there and to build their business. Whether that be a phone call, comment on their post, or happy mail, or bigger incentives that you send in the mail. You don't have to break the bank, because as you build these relationships with everyone on your team, you're going to understand what it is that motivates and drives them, and you work on that to build their success. I am a prize-driven person. So if somebody throws out an incentive and it's something that I really want, I work really hard to get that. I have girls on my team who all they want is a shout out on Facebook that they've done a good job. So get to know everyone on your team so that you know what it is that motivates and drives them. Be supportive. That's the biggest thing. When people come to you with issues or problems or ideas, you need to be supportive and you need to let them, vent to you as a leader, and you need to try to come up with ways to solve the issue. And if it's not an issue and it's a suggestion, you need to make sure that you get that suggestion to the appropriate persons. We are so fortunate to have a company and a CEO who wants to hear our feedback, and there's feeds on the Plunder Designs Peeps page. So make sure you guys refer back to all the instructions, but as a leader, for you to make sure that your girls understand that they can just send a suggestion to you, or they can send a suggestion to the email that Plunder specifies. And just you communicating with them and supporting them is a huge way to motivate them. And the moment that they send you a piece of jewelry that you forwarded to corporate and Hillary loves it and she puts it in the line, they're going to be so motivated to come up with ways to make the business better that you're going to see that fire in those girls. You need to let them be creative that way. If you have someone on your team who is really good at making images or coming up with designs for atlases, challenge them to build an album on your page for all of your teammates to use for individual atlases. That way, you're using the strength of the girls that you have, and you're helping out the ones who may not be as strong in creating atlases. And you are building the confidence of that girl who has that talent, and you're also building up the girls who are so stressed and worried that they may not be able to create that atlas because they don't know how. So that's very important. And you need to celebrate. And when I say celebrate the wins, celebrate the losses. Guys, every step that we take in business is a movement toward the ultimate goal. And sometimes you have to step back before you can step forward. And sometimes you get 10 no's before you get a yes. But you celebrate every one of those steps, because every step that is made is getting you closer to that goal. So it's so important as a leader to give the shout outs, give the little bumps of encouragement, even if someone's not done the volume they did 3 months ago, but they're still putting volume in. Even if they're not recruiting like they did when they first came out, you need to keep petting them and you need to keep encouraging them, because when they know that you notice that you are still working your business, they're going to keep working harder because they like that recognition. And I'm going to tell you, the very, very most important thing is to maintain a positive spirit with your team. That is number one. You need to make sure that you are always relaying information, whether it be not the best news, in a positive way, because everything that is done in any company, any change that is made, is progress and is being made to progress the company and to build the company up. And you as a leader, it's your responsibility to motivate your girls to embrace change.